Good evening, everyone. It's so wonderful to see everyone here. This is a really special event for me personally. I am cycling off the board of the Appleseed Foundation this year. So this is my last big event, and it's very exciting. And what a great place to have it, so thank you. It's now my great pleasure to share those opening remarks. I hope you all have had a wonderful evening so far and will continue to have a wonderful evening. And thank you again so very much from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of the Appleseed Board's heart, and of all of our amazing network centers for being here and supporting Appleseed. It's a truly great cause. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Letitia James, and I'm the Attorney General of the great state of New York. It is truly an honor and a privilege to welcome all of you to the annual New York Appleseed Network Pillars of Justice Awards celebration. I want to acknowledge and thank Mary Morningstar for empowering me to be a part of this great event. As a lifelong advocate for social justice, I've always admired Appleseed's mission to create a more equitable world. Your 18 justice centers in the United States and Mexico collaborate to combat discrimination, reduce poverty, and promote the rule of law. Advocates from New York Appleseed have been leading the charge for integration in schools and communities across New York City and the state. And by collaborating closely with stakeholders and utilizing evidence-based advocacy, you have helped achieve positive changes in the communities you serve. The Pillars of Justice Award is presented annually to leaders with extraordinary commitment to the public interest. So it is wise that you honor two outstanding individuals tonight, my friend Maya Wiley and Raymond Lin. Additionally, it is fitting that you honor Marcus Green and Pfizer for its leadership role in the Attorney General's Alliance Africa program. You have selected worthy and notable honorees to recognize with your 2023 Pillar of Justice Awards. I hope we can all live up to their examples of service in advancing social justice. I thank you for everything that you do to build a better, stronger, and fairer society and world, and I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this great event. God bless you, and thank you, and enjoy the evening.
I'm proud to join tonight's festivities, celebrating Appleseed's work and our distinguished Pillars of Justice honorees. The Appleseed you're hearing about tonight is a strong, vital, and growing network. A number of people contributed to Appleseed's renaissance, but none more than Ray Lin. Quite simply, he makes every organization he's a part of better. When Yogi Berra was honored at Yankee Stadium, he began his remarks by saying, "Thank you for making this day necessary." It's not only appropriate, but it's necessary that we present the Pillars of Justice Award for 2023 to Ray Lin.
Thank you, John, for that very kind introduction. This is a tremendous honor for me. I've been involved with Appleseed now for almost 15 years. In 2009, one of my clients, who was then on the board of Appleseed, asked my law firm to sponsor this same event. Back then, as a law firm partner, I went to many of these events, and many of these were for very good causes, but I rarely did more than contribute money. For me, however, Appleseed was different. When I discovered what Appleseed was doing across America, I wanted to get involved and help. Appleseed promotes achievable, realistic change in the communities where it operates. For me, Appleseed addresses the issues that caused me to decide to go to law school in the first place, to help make this country a better place to live, especially for those that have little means or ability to advocate for themselves. Appleseed eliminates problems of unfairness and arbitrariness. But what does this really mean? What are these issues of unfairness and arbitrariness? It's very hard to define. It's a little like Justice Stewart's definition of obscenity. I know it when I see it. One of the issues that Appleseed centers address is the heirs problem. That's heirs, H-E-I-R-S. An example of this problem is when a property owner dies and leaves the property to his children, but the heirs never record a change in title, and the property is handed down from one generation to the next. Why is this a problem? Well, take Hurricane Katrina, for example. FEMA won't give assistance unless you can prove that you are the property owner. A good rule to prevent fraud, but difficult and expensive for many homeowners, like those in the 9th Ward of New Orleans. Louisiana Appleseed stepped in and pioneered a simplified and cheaper process to establish ownership. While this is a common problem in many states, the solutions are different in each state because the laws are different in each state. A number of our centers work on addressing the specific and unique heirs problem in their state. Missouri Appleseed discovered that women prisoners were given just 1 tampon per month. No more, no less. Appleseed created a study and convinced the Missouri to provide women prisoners with sanitary products as needed. It was a minimal increase in cost, but it reduced medical expenses caused by the use of rags and socks as makeshift substitutions. Here in New York, Appleseed's focus is on education. My former law firm, Latham & Watkins, conducted a study for Appleseed showing that the disparities in resources that were available to public schools in New York City. This is not between private schools and public schools, but within the New York City public school system itself, showing that public schools in wealthy neighborhoods have resources greater than those in poorer neighborhoods. Appleseed's policy work is fact-based and cost-effective. A private study like this would have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to commission, but Appleseed was able to leverage its connections with law firms and consulting firms to donate their work pro bono. I could go on. The list of problems that Appleseed addresses from Hawaii to Massachusetts, from South Carolina to Mexico City, is almost endless. I'm extremely honored to receive this award from the Appleseed Foundation. Thank you.
You've all seen Maya Wiley on her frequent appearances on MSNBC, where she's described as a former assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. That's true as far as it goes, but it leaves out so much. She's been a lawyer serving the public for her entire career. Whether in government, academia, or public interest organizations, she's been a leader in advocating for justice, equality, and fairness. Nevertheless, for a lifetime of work in furthering Appleseed's core values of justice and equity, and with full confidence in many years of great accomplishments to come, we're honored to recognize Maya Wiley with the 2023 Pillars of Justice Award.
I want to thank Nia Berg and the Board of Directors of New York Appleseed and anyone engaged in giving me this tremendous honor of the Pillar of Justice Award. You know, the work we have done together, both with New York Appleseed, with Matt Gonzalez, and with Nia, with students from Integrate NYC and other organizations, with the parent leaders, academics, educators, my friend Josh Wallach, who is Deputy Chancellor, all the folks who I got the tremendous opportunity to work with, to learn from, and to organize for a school system that was just, fair, where kids were welcome of all backgrounds, all races, all income levels, and were treated with the same idea of their incredible talents, because every single kid in our school system has talent. As a pillar of justice, I say that we are only as strong as all our pillars, and that I accept this award on behalf of all the pillars. We are all pillars. It takes all of us. We make progress when we make it together, and I'm just grateful for all the pillars I have gotten to do justice with. Thank you.
Pfizer is a worldwide pharmaceutical company that got its start right here in New York City. Actually, it was the independent city of Brooklyn back in 1849. Since then, they've become a world leader in developing medical breakthroughs that improve people's lives. Under the direction of Appleseed Network Director and Pfizer Vice President and Assistant General Counsel Marcus Green, Pfizer was instrumental in starting the Africa program of the Attorney General's Alliance, which trains prosecutors, judges, and investigators in 12 nations on the continent. This program enables knowledge sharing between state attorneys general and African officials to combat transnational crimes, such as human trafficking, cyber-related crimes, and money laundering. And we can't forget Pfizer's day job. Their product helped enable us to meet safely here tonight. For those of us who are in this city in the terrible spring of 2020, that's nothing short of miraculous. For their more than 150 years of improving society through their products and their commitments to ethics and justice, we're honored to present the 2023 Pillars of Justice Award to Carl Wessel of DLA Piper, who was previously head of litigation at Pfizer, and to Assistant General Counsel Marcus Green on behalf of Pfizer Incorporated.
Thank you so much, and good evening, everyone. I'm Carl Wessel, as you heard. It's my pleasure to be here, recognize the granting of the 2023 Pillar of Justice Award to Marcus Green and to Pfizer. This is truly a special award coming from such a wonderful organization as Appleseed, who I've been familiar with over many years now. But the program here today, the AGA Africa program that we're honoring, that Marcus helped to create, is relatively new. And you heard a little bit about it. It seeks to build bridges between the state attorneys generals and members of the criminal justice system in Africa so that they can share best practices, they can help combat transnational crimes, as you heard, including human trafficking, cybercrime, and money laundering. And I'd like to congratulate Marcus and Pfizer for receiving this very, very special award tonight.
Thank you, Carl, for those really, really kind words. So for many of you who know me, I don't believe in individual awards. Right? I believe that individuals accept awards on behalf of a team. And this is no exception. All of the AGA Africa family, I want to acknowledge you and thank you. You know, we've done some tremendous, tremendous work under Karen's leadership in just over 7 years, just to give you a sense of the amount of work. We've put on over 175 workshops with 5,600 delegates and trained over 17,000 individuals. Just a tremendous, tremendous job. And so I am very honored to be here tonight. I'm very honored to be amongst greatness, amongst Raymond Lin and Maya Wiley and Abstentia. It's truly an honor. And so I thank all of you from the depths of my heart, because you could be anywhere, but you're here. And so I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much.
All of us need all of us. All of us need all of us. That's what this evening's all about. My official job here right now is to talk to you about an organization I feel very strongly about, and that's the Appleseed Network. Listen to the symphony of voices they brought together this evening already, okay? And I think that my friends at the Appleseed Network believe in the two pillars of Western civilization that make us all better people. The belief that tomorrow can be better than today, and our personal moral obligation to make it so. Yes. And I had the opportunity to argue once in front of the United States Supreme Court, and Sandra Day O'Connor gave me a hard time, but I got to know her a little bit, and later, when we're philosophizing, I asked one of the great justices, Sandra Day O'Connor, what's the secret to happiness? And she said, 3 words: work that matters. Work that matters. And I'm speaking to everybody in the room here, all the award winners, the Appleseed Network, the 18 Justice Centers of Appleseed. We're all doing work that matters. So I congratulate them for that. And for those that don't know exactly what Appleseed is doing, you heard a lot about it what they're doing here in New York in the name of the multi-ethnic family of humankind in the public schools of New York. But also, believe it or not, right now in Nebraska, they're fighting for Medicaid expansion. Right now in Texas, they have a fair housing initiative. Right now on the border of Mexico, they're fighting for children. Right now in my state of Oklahoma, we had some Oklahomans here, they're fighting for criminal justice reform. This is the Appleseed Network all over this country, America, all over Mexico, and 18 justice centers. Remember this, my pastor says it every Sunday back in Oklahoma. Hold fast to what is good. Hold fast to what is good. And what is good is the Appleseed Network and all the work they do. Thank you, folks. Have a good evening. You're up next. I can't do it.
My name is Ted Hester. I'm a partner at King & Spalding. This is a special occasion for us because it provides an appropriate opportunity for us to pay tribute to our beloved partner, Grace Rodriguez, who passed away last September. Grace served on the Appleseed board from 2011 to 2017 and was deeply committed to Appleseed. Grace died just before her 61st birthday. She had spent the last 27 of those years in the King & Spalding, Washington office. Our loss was monumental. On a personal note, Grace was more than a partner to me. There was no one whose judgment I respected more personally and professionally. I have lost a dear friend and confidant. King & Spalding, Appleseed, and all of us who had the opportunity to work with Grace are richer for having done so. Thank you.
Good evening. My name's Becky Gould, and I'm the Executive Director at Nebraska Appleseed. And it's my great pleasure tonight to recognize the 2023 Appleseed Advocate of the Year, Gloria Sarmiento. The Appleseed Advocate of the Year Award honors a member of the Appleseed Network who has shown exceptional commitment to social justice and unwavering dedication to community collaboration. This year's award recipient, my colleague, Gloria Sarmiento, is a senior community organizer for Nebraska Appleseed's Immigrants and Communities program. She connects with immigrant leaders from all across the state to support new leaders in their leadership, civic engagement, and workers' rights. Gloria's dedication to the community has made a remarkable impact.
Thank you to all those community leaders that, they've been helping us, Nebraska Appleseed, telling the story and, making positive policy changes. And I am so grateful because if they don't tell the story, we can't do anything. So thank you to those leaders and the families because, I love the work that I do. I'm going to miss Nebraska Appleseed. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. It is my honor and pleasure to present the Appleseed Network Community Partner Award to a longtime partner and friend of our center, Rene Kathawala, firm-wide pro bono counsel at Warwick. For me, it is by no means a stretch to say that many of New York City's most marginalized, historically marginalized student groups have greater access and opportunity, in part thanks to Rene and his dedication and belief in our work to address school segregation and one of the most segregated school systems in the country. It is this type of dedication and thoughtfulness and professionalism that makes New York Appleseed grateful to have Rene in our corner. For his work and for always lending a kind and thoughtful ear, I am happy to present this award to Rene.
Hi, good evening. I'm Colleen McCarty. I'm the Executive Director of Oklahoma Appleseed Center for Law and Justice. Tonight it is my honor to recognize CREOKS as our 2023 Appleseed Network Community Partner of the Year. This year's award recipient, CREOKS, is a nonprofit in Oklahoma that improves the lives of individuals and families they serve through their commitment to provide comprehensive health, wellness, and social services. Catherine Connor is here to accept the award on behalf of CREOKS. When we were asked to apply for a $250,000 grant from the Ascension Foundation, I knew that wouldn't be enough to deliver the therapy that we needed to deliver to the community, and CREOKS came through with more than I could have ever asked for. For their truly exceptional work, please join me in congratulating Catherine and the CREOKS team as our 2023 Appleseed Network Community Partner of the Year.
This organization has meant a ton to me. I've been involved on the board for about 6 years now, and every time I go to one of these events or even just a meeting where I hear an update on some of the incredible work that is being done at the community level across the country, in Mexico, it is inspiring. I think all of you have heard a little bit, and you can tell for yourself how inspiring it is. There is so much more to learn, and I would encourage all of you to learn a little bit more and hopefully continue coming to these events and supporting this incredible organization. And again, thank you to everyone, and congratulations to our honorees.
The great people of Appleseed aren't just advocating for today's victims of systemic injustice. They're fighting for all of us. They're fighting for us and the values that we hold dear. So I encourage you as you leave here to be more reflective, more thoughtful of who you are, where you're from, what you stand for, our sacred common ground, our unique gifts, our higher powers. And I ask you to be more generous and more encouraging of others to be more generous in what are diseased and perilous times in this country. Be safe. Thanks.